Pretty sure anyways.
We need to elect officers too.
Gee,
Is that how it's
the whole system over there.
Yes. Somebody should.
This is my spot, Dax. Come on, this is my spot.
Is that a name? He's here, he's just, he's asking questions.
Let's get it done right up front.
He's got conflict or something for us.
Okay, seeing a quorum present, call the Whitestown Planning Commission meeting for Monday, February 13th to order. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, up first we have the election of officers for 2017. Open the nominations up for president.
I nominate Craig Arthur for president.
Have a nomination, do I have a second?
Second.
Nomination and second, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Alrighty, thank you, Chief.
Take that.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, so in addition to new member appointments, we have
We need to
we have
elect vice
to
president.
nominate the vice president. So I will take a motion to nominate vice president. Anyone have a motion?
I nominate Corey Clausen.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
And then, Mr. President, we also need to elect the Planning Commission's representative on the Whitestown Board of Zoning Appeals.
All right. We have I'll go ahead and take any motions to elect the new member. And forgive me, your name?
Sarah Ford.
Sarah Ford?
Yep.
From the Board of Zoning Appeals Commission. I'll hear a motion.
I'd motion to place Sarah Ford on the BZA.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? All right, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and take roll call. Lauren?
Necessary now.
Jason Lawson,
Present.
Dennis Anderson,
Good evening.
Josh Westridge,
Here.
Brian Sheward, Craig Arthur,
Present.
Corey Klassman,
Present.
Sarah Ford, present.
Moving on to the approval of the agenda. Meeting minutes for January 19th, 2017.
Mr. President, I have a question in regards to new business item 6C. It's my understanding that this is set to go before the BZA on Thursday,
That's correct.
which means that potentially it could be right back with us again tonight, so I would move that we table this item.
All right, I'll hear a motion that we table Section C, docket PC 16040, Anson Building 8A Development Standards Waiver.
I would second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries to table Section C, docket PC 16, Anson Building 8A Development Standards Waiver. All right. I'll hear a motion to approve the meeting minutes for January 19th, 2017.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the January 19th meeting as presented.
I'll second.
Hearing a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Approval for meeting minutes carries. Do we have any public requests to speak this evening? Laura?
On the item that was tabled,
Okay.
yes. Do we still allow that if it was tabled?
If they still want to speak.
Okay, there you go.
All right. All right. We'll go ahead and, would we go ahead and do that now or wait until the end since we tabled it?
Mr. President, I would suggest they requested to speak on
Go
an
ahead and
issue
do that now.
before the commission, so I think we should allow them to speak, even though the board does not
Absolutely.
want to hear the item this evening
Okay.
formally.
All right, thank you. We'll go ahead and call Carol Drake. Good evening.
Good evening. Having tabled this item, I will pass
Okay.
until it reappears on your agenda.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Becky Roberts. Will do, thank you. Lee Emmerich. Probably left as well, okay. Mr. Drake, same, will do. All right, and that's all the public requests to speak we have this evening, so. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Tui apparently would also like to say a word.
Thank you, Mr. President. Brian Tui on behalf of the petitioner in the case that was tabled. May I inquire as to when it would be tabled to?
Yes, sir, it will be tabled to the March Planning Commission meeting. What date is that specifically again?
March 13th.
March 13th of 2017.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right, moving on to presentations. Do we have any presentations this evening, Lauren?
Do not.
Okay. Looks like we have no unfinished business. Moving on to new business. Section A, RDC amendment to redevelopment plan.
Yes, and Dax was going to present that? Yeah. No, he's in another meeting as well.
Multitasking.
But it involves the economic development plan, and so any change to that the RDC makes needs to get approved through the Plan Commission, since we approved the comprehensive plan and the economic development plan.
Mr. President, members of the commission, I think we've heard these before, but it is a formality under state law that the Plan Commission must review these changes to confirm that everything is being done according to the comprehensive plan. So then, with that said, I'll turn it over to Mr. Norton.
Mr. President, Dax Norton, Town Manager, Town of Whitestown. So what this is I'm sure he just explained. I don't have to explain any further. It's a standard procedure when we're either creating a TIF area or expanding one. The expansion of the Legacy Core TIF is pretty important. This would expand out. I think you have the map. I'm not sure if the map was in
It was linked to,
what I presented. It expands it to quite a big area. And that will allow the Redevelopment Commission to have increment its needs to do some major projects, including some major improvement projects in the Legacy Core. So that's one of the main reasons for the expansion of the TIF. There will be some industrial development happening north of Amazon in this particular area, so that's why this is in front of you tonight.
All right, thank you, Mr. Norton. All right, staff report.
there is technically no staff report.
Okay. Just didn't know if there were any additional comments. Okay. All right, thank you. All right.
And Mr. President, that requires a motion and
Okay.
and approval by the commission in order to pass this resolution.
All right. All right, I'll hear a motion for Section A, RDC amendment to redevelopment plan.
So moved.
All right, all in favor?
Need a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. RDC amendment to redevelopment plan carries. Moving on to agenda item new business B. Docket PC 16042 DP Green Park Development Plan. Go ahead. Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Matt Oman. I'm with the Schneider Corporation of Indianapolis. We're the civil engineers on the project. I'm here on behalf of various partners seeking development plan approval for phase 1 of the project. If you recall, last month, the Plan Commission approved the concept and primary plat for this project, and we have not made any changes since, and are now asking for development plan approval.
Okay, thank you, sir. Staff report?
I do want to note that you're seeing this because they want to go ahead and install the infrastructure, which would be the roadway to the cul-de-sac and the utilities. So it does require your guys' approval. But staff recommends that the Plan Commission approve the development plan known as Green Park for phase 1.
Okay. Any questions, Planning Commission? Any public comments or concerns? All right, on that note, we'll hear a motion for docket PC 16 Green Park Development Plan.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries for docket PC 16 Green Park Development Plan.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as already stated in past, docket PC 16 Anson Building 8A has been tabled to the next Planning Commission meeting on March 13th. Moving on to other business, UDO Review Committee.
Yes, so you guys know that there's a LED amendment kind of in the works that we're working on with the council president. And instead of doing piecemeally items as far as little approvals and amendments to the UDO, throughout this next year, I think it would be wise to reenact the review committee for the UDO, who originally went through the approval process on this, and kind of go through that UDO, and instead of approving little bits and pieces, just kind of do an overhaul, make sure that there's no mistakes, referencing table numbers, and implementing those LED lighting standards or redoing the signage standards. And so we do have an up-to-date UDO, because as we're growing, we're seeing more and more people wanting LED lights, and we don't necessarily have any restrictions on those other than downlit. So I would like to go ahead and call the review committee back to the table to do some of these amendments.
Okay. Would that require a motion to assemble a new review committee for, okay. And do we need to come up with those members tonight, or can that be?
They're already,
They already are.
yeah, they're already review members, but I have to see if, you know, Jacob Crouch is part of it, and we might need a replacement member for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose you could ask for volunteers this evening, Mr. President.
All right.
Whether any of our existing or new members are interested.
Well, I'd be happy to join, so I guess if you need additional, I'd be happy to join that.
Okay.
So I'll hear a motion to reassemble this review committee to review the UDO to look at LED lighting standards.
So moved.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, looks like we have some work to do.
Yes.
All right, moving on to public notice requirements.
Talk on that, or-
I'm just going to recommend here, Mr. President, we've done, Brittany has done some research on what other communities are doing in this regard, but I think this is something the committee could take a look at as well. It's not necessarily part of the UDO, but it certainly is relevant, and that committee can look at what the other communities are doing and see whether there are some adjustments that we should make to our rules in that regard.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. We should definitely look into that. I know there's been a lot of conversation around doing those public notices, so I think it would benefit everyone here to review that. Would that be, should we do that under the same UDO review committee?
I would suggest that you just pass a motion to also delegate that responsibility to the review committee.
Okay. I'll hear a motion to delegate that, the review of the public notice requirements to the UDO review committee.
So move. A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we will have that UDO review committee review the public notice requirements. Any further announcements?
Well, in front of you, we received the Zionsville Community School Board. I believe they're going to be voting on this this evening. And so I was forwarded this from Dax, and I believe what it states is they're trying to pass a resolution to consider the community schools within your guys' approval criteria, correct?
I think we can put a real positive spin on this, and that everyone's aware that there has been some friction between Whitestown and Zionsville in the past. And this seems to me to be a step in the right direction that at least the school board and the town here would be in communication with one another. And so it seems to me this is a positive step for both communities. And obviously, since the school corporation encompasses both Zionsville and a part of Whitestown, it's something they felt that they should be doing.
I think it's
I don't
always
think it
good
requires any action on your part, but it was something that town manager thought we should be aware of.
I think it's always good to work together with our neighbors. One question I do have is are those that work with the Zionsville Community School District employees and staff, they're obviously allowed and encouraged to come to our planning commission meetings and town council meetings, correct? Okay. Well, I think that we should encourage that as well.
I was wondering, the TAC meeting, the committee sees every development plan prior to you guys even seeing it. So I was wondering if I should reach out to the community schools and see if there's a member on their board that might be interested in sitting in on some of those TAC items that might be relevant to their jurisdiction. So they are involved on the process.
Okay.
But it's prior to you guys approving it, so I'm not sure if that's the right step. What do you think?
I think it's a positive step, and it seems to be the same outreach should be made to the Lebanon schools.
Yeah. So I can do that.
Okay. Well, if there's anything that you need from us, we'd be happy to help with that, so. All right. On that note, is there anything else from anyone on the planning commission? Anyone in the public? All right, on that note, we'll go ahead and adjourn at 6:50 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Pardon me?
Basically, this is on the docket.
Yes. Although from the other side.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. Not a problem at all. We met on the, you're also
Yeah.
long-term,
Yes.
what do they call it?
Capital.
Yes.
Yes.
Although when I took this in BZA, I
Prepared to
removed
make a
myself
little
from
bit
that.
of
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I,
but that's perfectly okay.
I didn't
Nobody
like this
seemed
tonight,
to be.
because this is an issue, so.
yeah, so that's where we met.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
They all realize